All right, y'all, we are live on this beautiful Monday afternoon. God bless everybody in the name of Jesus, Yeshua, the Messiah. Even if you are not religious, I still pray you and your family are super blessed, as Bitcoin last night has done what we have been waiting and hoping for it to do, which is we squeezed all the shorts, baby. We squeezed all the shorts. Major shout out to the Casper Crew VIP Discord. We have been given the longs this whole way, baby. This whole way. We've been giving them in advance in the Casper Crew. We have been given the exact times that we've entered. Alright? In fact, just on Friday, we took that long trade from just around 116,000. And we are pumping. As you can see, guys, these trades are in the juiciest profits, man. We're up 20,000 US dollars plus 24,000 real S dollars plus another 5,000 US dollars realized profits, guys, over here on these trades that we have been giving in the moment in the Casper Crew. We have locked in about 50 grand. Can you guys believe that? Absolutely insane. I mean, for me, you know, for Crypto Face, it's like he would scoff at this, right? 50 grand. You poor fellow. But for me, guys, man, I'm locking in the juiciest profits right now. And here's the thing, guys. Here is the thing. We are obviously getting a bit of a rejection from a very key fib level. And we are coming back to back test a very important support resistance flip. This is the moment when we will decide whether or not Bitcoin is going to keep on pumping, or are we going to get a little bit of a retracement. I'm telling you, it's a fine line between feeling like this and feeling like this. Alright, it's a fine line between feeling like this and feeling like this. Alright? It's a fine line between feeling like this or feeling like this. And it all depends on what happens here on the back test, guys, as we are currently fighting to get back above this area. And as you can see, I'm in a little bit of a short trade here. Alright, and I know what everyone's asking, Jason, how many times did you short on the way up? I'll be honest with you, alright? I have not shorted Bitcoin except for this short since August 7th on Thursday, alright? I have taken 2 shorts, each one having been a loss all right, on this account, all right, my scalping account, that's a different story, okay? But on this account here, I've taken, this is my third short now in the last week, all right? And if you've been in the Casper crew, you know, we've been scalping this thing up and down, all right? Yesterday, we gave 3 levels, and each of those levels gave a major pivot for the day. But the reason why I've taken a short here right now, guys, is because we have lost $121,000, right? We broke out above this key level here, rejected from a key fill level, and now we're back below. And there is a real possibility of a big long squeeze to the downside now. So, look, when you're in 4 juicy long, actually, technically speaking, I'm in 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm in 5 Bitcoin longs. When you're in 5 Bitcoin longs and you hit your target 3, which you've had on the chart since the very bottom when you gave the dang setup in advance in real time, all right, in real time. Setup given in advance, given in real time at 11 a.m. 11 a.m. is exactly when we hit that bottom right there. Isn't that crazy? You gotta hedge yourself, man. You've gotta hedge yourself at least a little bit here. All right, so that's why I'm in this short trade here. Bad entry, obviously. But you gotta do what you gotta do, because look, the thing is, guys, when you have a horizontal level like this, all right, that we have had on our chart, the target, 121,000, that's been the target of the short squeeze. When you squeeze it and then you start to come back, you could see something like this, all right? So I'm just trying to be prepared. I don't want to get scared in my underwear. I want to be prepared, all right? Now, we got to give a major shout out, first of all, to the sponsor of the channel, WEEX, BLOFIN, KCEX, ANTARCTIC, and of course, Klein funding. If you don't know how to trade, if you do know how to trade, but you have no money, Klein funding is the way to go. You can get these discount crypto platform accounts. Also, if you want to join the best trading community in the world, you can go to jasonstratham.com, click the link to join the community. All right, so what is happening with Bitcoin? What has happened? What is happening? What will happen? We're going to be discussing it. All right, major shout out to Mataleo. Major shout out to Jackie Boy. He says, nothing wrong with shorting as long as you're not snorting. Shout out to Splashfire Film. Shout out to Ice Ayala. So we're schlong. Yeah, we're in a little bit of a schlong. We're mostly long right now, guys. I've got over $500,000 in longs right now. Got about $150,000 in shorts. So I'm not really schlong. But, you know, with that loss of 121K, I had to open up something, all right? Shout out to Doriani. He says, your pump song worked nicely. Shout out to Blair. Shout out to Justin. Major shout out to Jesse Gellick. I hope your recovery is going well, bro. I hope you're doing well, man. God bless you, bro. Shout out to Crypto Incognito. Shout out to Crypto LP33. Shout out to Twisted. Shout out to Jackboy TNP. Shout out to First Coast Crypto. Shout out to Jay Wheels. And PMG George Lifer. Shout out to William with the plunger emojis. And we got to give a major shout out to our super chat. How many years do you train? Check SPX 69,000. We'll check XPX, whatever, 6,900. We'll give it a check, all right? We'll give it a check out. We'll check it on out. But first, we got to pop on over to TradingView and take a quick look at Bitcoin here and just get a little bit of a feel for the market, what's happened these past few, honestly, these past few months. So, you know, I've been very bullish since April. Been looking for new all-time highs since April. The reason being, guys, is because when we take a look at this, this is an uptrend. This is a powerful uptrend. There's nothing weak about this trend. We've got ourselves a trend line that gives us the bottom of every retracement throughout this entire bull market. And back in April, we came down to hit that trend line. And when we did, you can see Market Cipher B gave us a beautiful lower momentum wave as the price was making a higher low in an uptrend, giving us the coveted mirror mode uneven butt cheek pattern, where you have a skinny butt cheek on the right, just like the waitress at the diner. Skinny butt cheek on the left, I mean, with the mirror mode. But when you're not in the mirror, this is the skinny butt cheek. But then you have that thick, juicy right butt cheek, full of gravy and ravioli. It's called a hidden bullish divergence. We got that big pump to the upside, all right? Now, after we get the big pump to the upside, what happens? We get a big move, We get a retracement. We bounce right from $100,000. It's also a key Fibonacci level. We go ahead and pull our fib from that local low to the high, and you can see that we bounced right from this golden pocket level at $100,000. And as we came down to $100,000, we saw the juiciest continuation patterns on market Cipher B, which was, of course, the trigger wave that we formed on the daily time frame right here. And this is why in the Casper Crew VIP Discord, we gave the long setup in advance from $100,000. We planned for it because we recognized the juiciness of that level. And of course, I let everybody know when I took the trade, and we got in at the juiciest entry. And of course, after $100,000, we did break out and we did hit a new all-time high. And Bitcoin right now has been holding above this all-time high. If we take a look here, we can see that we actually have a support resistance flip at about $112,000. $112,000. We're going to go ahead and put this on the chart here. We did come back pretty much to back test this perfectly, and we have seen a bounce. Now, what's quite interesting about this back test is we recognized from the very beginning that we had the potential to really squeeze all these shorts from people getting super dang bearish. And we also took a look at the good old daily time frame here, saying, you know what? There is a really good chance here that we have a very bullish scenario, which is we have a nice bottom signal here, which of course is our regular uneven butt cheek pattern, big juicy on the left, skinny on the right. That marks the bottom. Then we get a higher high, we get a higher low with a nice trigger wave. And then last week we were speculating, saying, you know, this doesn't quite look like a hidden bullish divergence, but if we connect the green dots, we could force it to be so. And of course, so far, we have seen significant follow-through with that green dot on the daily time frame. And if we take a look at the weekly time frame right now, we are seeing a green dot currently printing, which is very bullish. Money flow is getting thicker, very bullish. Things look very bullish. In fact, I just want to objectively look at this, guys. We have literally seen right now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weekly closes above the key support resistance flip with money flow getting thicker. All right. Now, of course, as we came down to these levels all last week, if you were in the Casper Crew VIP Discord, we gave in real time pretty much every single major drop here, right? We gave the long from right here. We gave the long from right here. We gave the long from right here. And we gave the long from right here yesterday on Sunday. We gave every single major pivot low, longing this whole thing up in real time in the Casper Crew. Absolutely phenomenal. Shout out to the Casper Crew. But now here's what's happening, all right? We have gotten our short squeeze. We have hit our target of $121,000. Remember, the target was $121,000. All right, this chart that I have right here on my screen, this is a chart that I drew last week before the big pump, all right? This was our target 3, $121,000. Why $121,000? Because we are looking for all these shorts to get squeezed. Remember, when you see a diagonal trend line like this, you have to understand that these are shorts with their stop losses, shorts with their stop losses, shorts with their stop losses. And what happens is, when you start to stop out shorts in the order book, when a short gets stopped out, it is a buy order, and a buy order pushes the price up. So as the shorts are getting stopped out, it causes price to go higher, higher, higher. It causes a cascading effect. It happens very, very quick, just like what we saw last night. And so now the question remains, are we actually going to see real buyers step in to continue to push the Bitcoin price up? Because this has been an epic short squeeze. Epic, 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 epic. But now I think what really matters is what happens today and tomorrow, because what we definitely don't want to do, guys, is lose $118,000. All right, let's take a look at our sideways range here. And let's just do some objective analysis. First of all, let's see. Give me 1 second here. Let's do some objective analysis here. I think it's very important to realize that whenever you're trading an asset, you're always looking to trade that sideways range. And this is our sideways range right here. As you can see, we broke out of the value area high and we're currently trying to back test it. So right now, this is a good sign that we're holding around $120,000, because so far through the entirety of this sideways range, $120,000 has been considered expensive Bitcoin. So if we can hold this level, this is the market showing us that what used to be considered expensive Bitcoin, we broke out, and now the market participationers, aka the participants, are testing. They're saying, hey, do we still consider 120 expensive Bitcoin, or do we consider it cheap Bitcoin? If what used to be considered expensive based on market sentiment is now considered cheap, we're going to see this level hold, and we're going to bounce, and we're going to hit $130,000 at our next fib target. If not, we're going to come into the range, and we're going to come down to around the $118,000 level. This is the high volume node. This is considered fair price. Fair price. Now, what's so important about the fair price is this. Look at how everybody, I mean, I'm sure people are trying to make money doing this, but people just flopping and groping here. People buying and selling Bitcoin like crazy here have established the fair price of Bitcoin to be around $118,000. If we come back down to 118, and people have decided, you know what? This used to be fair price, but now I'm going to consider this cheap Bitcoin because we've had a really strong breakout, and this is a good opportunity for me to buy. And what used to be considered fair price, average price, but now it's considered low price. This is where we're going to see our bounce from. So if we cannot hold $120,000, our next target to the downside is $118,000. Now, if we take our Fibonacci pull from the local low to the high, you can see that our Fibonacci 618 actually comes right to this exact level. And so this is going to be a very, very important level, because if this is going to continue bullishly and we're getting a retracement, we would like to see us come and hold that 618 and then make another higher high, shooting up towards $130,000. If we lose $118,000, then we're probably coming back down to the 115s. And again, I'll be honest with you guys. I would not necessarily even be super bearish if we came down to the 115s, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. If we're going to look at this simply as a sideways range, which it is, we have our clearly defined high of the range up here. We have our clearly defined low of the range down here. We also have a clearly defined support resistance flip, right? It was support, flipped into resistance. And so really we could look at this like we had our sideways range, we had our support, we had a fake out to the downside, we have a breakout, we have our back test, coming back down to historic support, and then we get another pump. And if we pull the fib from the absolute low to the high, you can see that the Fibonacci golden pocket line's right up there in the 115s. So look, am I bullish on Bitcoin right now? All things considered, I have to say, yes, I am. This is bullish market structure. Every single bullish thing that we wanted to see since last week has absolutely happened. We've just had a massive short squeeze. And so if we're going to get a retracement here, the two places that we really need to be aware of are going to be, number one, 118,000 for a potential bounce. Number two, around 115-ish for a potential bounce. Now, if we lose 115,000, remember, I'm looking either for this or I'm looking for this. If we lose this historic support, then that is not good. Then we're most likely coming back down to the bottom of the overall range. All right, we take it level by level. And remember, here's the thing about trading. A level doesn't mean anything. You can't just blindly trade a level, right? As my grandma used to tell me, Jason, a level don't mean a peak if it ain't got that cheek. And of course, she was talking about the uneven butt cheek pattern. We want to make sure that as we're coming to these levels, we're seeing bullish divergences. Remember, in the long trade that we took in the Casper Crew VIP Discord, from right down here, why did we take this trade right here? Why did I give the setup in advance from here and then take the trade? Right? I had a level, but what made me take the trade? Well, we came down to our 786 Fibonacci, and when I looked at my oscillator, I saw that we had bullish divergences. We were seeing big left momentum waves, skinny right momentum waves at key support. And so that gave me the confidence to take the long trade right from that low. Right? So as we're dropping down, we have to be very clear. We're not predicting, we're planning. We're not predicting, we're planning. You got to make a plan. You got to make a plan and say, if the price comes to this place and I see these bullish confirmations, if that happens, then I will take a trade. right? Why did I take the trade? I let people know. I've taken it along. Why? Because we're bouncing from the 786 with a bullish divergence, right? So you make the plan. The plan includes what you want to see on your chart before you take a trade. When you see that, you take a trade. This is such a relaxed way of trading, guys, because it takes all the pressure off. A lot of people are out here chasing price. I wonder what it's going to do. Is it going to pump or is it going to dump? They're drawing flags, and they're drawing triangles, and they're drawing patterns, trying to predict, oh, it has this probability of this and that. Look, man, that's called chasing price. What's best is you wait for the price to come to you. You say, you know what? If I could control price, I would either have it come down to 118,000 for a bounce, or I'd have it come down to around 115 for a bounce. And I don't really care what happens, but if it just so happens to come to one of those levels, and I take a look at market Cipher B, and I see a big juicy left butt cheek and a skinny right butt cheek, like the waitress at the diner coming out with their cup of coffee, spilling the coffee all over the floor because it's really hard to walk with a cup of coffee when you have a set of uneven gluteus maximi, then you take the trade. Because as the picture of the diner clearly teaches us, when the price is coming down and the waitress's butt is going up, that also causes the price to go up. So am I saying we're going to bounce from 118? No. But I'm saying I'm planning for it. So if I see what I want to see, if you know what I mean, baby, then, well, we simply just take the trade, right? And if we don't see what we want to see, then we have to be careful, because then we could potentially be coming back down to the bottom of the range, historic support around 115, which isn't even that bearish necessarily, right? So this is where we're at right now. Now remember, why are we rejecting from this area? Like, yeah, we got a juicy short squeeze, right? Yes, we did get a juicy short squeeze, but there's an exact level that we were actually pivoting from, and I wish I had stayed awake to short it, to be honest with you, because I had a feeling we were going to reject from it because of the way we pumped through the 786 with no resistance. But if we pull our fib from the high to the low, we are actually rejecting right from the Fibonacci 886. Now, this is a very crucial Fibonacci level. Now, usually when you reject from the 886, it's actually a bullish sign. Most of the time, if you're going to get a rejection or a retracement at the 886 fib, it usually means we do something like this, right? It usually means we make some kind of a higher low and then bounce. However, there have been times in the past where the 886 actually does give us something a little bit more bearish. I think one of the most famous 886 rejections was this one here, right? This one back here in June of 2024. Looked very bullish. Everyone was expecting new highs. I was expecting new highs. Nothing looked bearish about this. We tap that 886. We get a rejection. Then we start to pump, right? I mean, I want you to be aware of the potential scenarios here. We get that first tap at the 886. We make a higher low, all according to plan, right? Low probability of a dump. Most likely going to make a higher high. We start to pump. We're printing a nice trigger wave on market Cipher B. Everything looks great. But that 886 tap was actually the high that made us come all the way back down to the bottom of the range, man. So that is something that we do need to be aware of here as well, right? We do need to be aware of having this tap cause us to come all the way back down toward the bottom of the range, which is going to be around $110,000. At this point, if we come back down to those lows again, we're going to be coming back down to backtest this, all right? Now, am I expecting this? Like I just said, I do not make predictions. I am bullish on Bitcoin. All I can do as a trader, as an analyst, is recognize the fact that the high time frames still have room for the upside. But just like we saw this short squeeze here, guys, I want to point out how much long liquidity we have below us. Whenever you can draw a trend line like this, all right, this is, you know, if you can draw a trend line like that, you know what you should put there? You should put all these money signs. All right, because this means these are people's stop losses. And if we start to lose this trend line here, and I'm talking we're losing $118,000, just like what happened last night, where we saw these shorts, their stop losses got triggered, which caused buy orders in the market, which caused the price to pump, which caused more shorts to get stopped out, which meant more buy orders in the order book, which caused more shorts to get stopped out, which led to this very fast pump. The same exact thing has the potential to happen to the downside. All right? So we need to be prepared. We need to be prepared for all these different scenarios. And the way you prepare is you recognize the various scenarios, and then you say, okay, I know the various scenarios, which means I don't care what price really does, unless I see that we're at 118,000, or we're down around 115,000, or we're coming back down to the low of the range around 110,000. I don't care what it does. I'm not going to chase price. I'm not going to be scared and try and FOMO in and FOMO out. I have these 3 levels on the chart to the downside, where when price comes here, then I look at my oscillator. If I see what I want to see, I know we're probably going to get a bounce from here. If not, I wait for lower, right? So these are the 3 major supports that we need to be aware of on the way down. And of course, if we lose 110, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. For right now, there's no reason to even be scared of losing 110 as long as we're holding above 118,000, which is the high volume node of our current range. Based on this current range right here, guys, things look good. We're holding above not only the high volume node of the range at 118K, we're also holding above, for right now, the value area high of the range at $120,000. Now, this is all happening, right? This is all happening right now where we've taken our Bitcoin trades, you know, but while Bitcoin has gotten this whole move, we're seeing a very strong altcoin market as well, which actually gives me hope. Look at ETH right now. ETH has held up very well. All right, ETH has held up very, very well during this. Take a look at Sol. Sol also, you know, a little bit of a move to the downside. Nothing too crazy. ETH has held up very, very well. Let's take a look at Cardano. Cardano also holding up pretty well, man. Like, we've had a pretty volatile move on Bitcoin. Altcoins, not so much. And that's actually a really good sign. It's actually a really good sign that you could have Bitcoin have such a pump and dump and have ETH basically be a very strong and other altcoins kind of just chilling, right? Just chilling. That's actually a really good sign to me because this shows me that there is strength in the overall market, right? There is strength in the overall market. It's pretty crazy, actually, that Bitcoin move that we saw last night and today. I mean, it happened so quick. We saw about a 3% pump in a matter of minutes. That's a lot for Bitcoin. And then, of course, we gave back 2.5% of that. So let's see what happens. Now, I do want to point out something crucial here on the low time frames, which is this. The longer that we stay here, the longer that we stay at this level, look at what's happening on the lower time frame market Cipher Bs. We are seeing the money flow coming up. And we can also see, potentially, if we come down again, we are going to be printing those uneven butt cheek patterns here, right? So just be aware, be very aware that another fake out to the downside could actually lead to a dump and pump scenario. A dump and pump scenario. So be watching Market Cipher if you use Market Cipher. If you don't, I don't know what's wrong with you. I don't know. I wouldn't be able to trade without Market Cipher, man. I wouldn't be able to trade without Market Cipher. And CryptoFace pays me $7 million a stream just to say that. Isn't that crazy? But seriously, I wouldn't be able to trade without Market Cipher. It just makes it so dang easy to look at an indicator and know, are we going to pump or not, right? That's how you're going to get these juicy entries. You know, you got your level marked out, and what gives me the balls to take the trade is Market Cipher. You know, what gives me the cojones to take the trade? Let my community know Bitcoin's dumping like crazy, but I have the cojones to say I'm taking along here. Why? Because of Market Cipher, baby. Market Cipher, it gives you that juicy leading indicator with the money flow, the momentum waves, man. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Man, it gets me more excited than the time me and Carl from the Moon drove to McDonald's in his Maserati to get a Big Mac meal. Gives me more confidence than the time I was screaming into a plunger on YouTube in front of thousands of hardcore Jason Casper fans. The hardest core Jason Casper fans in all the land. Alright? So this is the deal right now. We're holding above that level. And it's currently lunchtime. And we got to give a major shout out to Frankie Candles. He says, dude, yes, we must initiate Operation Ghost Candle and break this thing to new all-time highs. Let's go. Shout out to Frankie Candles. Operation Ghost Candle, guys. This is an operation that me and Frankie Candles have been planning for quite some time now, where the Casper crew and the Candle Mafia, both communities, are going to 100x leverage long full account on a weekend in order to pump the Bitcoin price to new all-time highs. And I think if we actually did that, if we did, it would absolutely move the market. It would absolutely move the market. We would see tens of millions, if not more, hundreds of millions potentially. I mean, there are some whales in my group, and I'm sure in Frankie's group too. We'd have hundreds of millions of dollars pushing the Bitcoin price. The thing is, you know, the real thing that's scary about that is, if not everyone does it, that's one-way ticket to Rex City. But maybe we'll make people sign a dang contract, Frankie. Guys, if you're not subscribed to Frankie Candles, go subscribe to Frankie Candles. Alright? One of the other blue and purple candled YouTubers out there. Alright? There's only 3 that I know of. And, actually, no, Dylan Waves, too. So there's 4 that I know of. But make sure to go subscribe to Frankie Candles, alright? Alright? And I wish I could say I was the first blue and purple candle YouTuber, but I'm not. Alright? That is Overflow Nexus. Is the first blue and purple candled crypto YouTuber out there on the internet. Alright? But look, if you're not using blue and purple candles, I don't know what's wrong with you, because it really does take all the pressure off. You know, if you're in a losing long trade and it's in the red, well, red is very harsh on your central nervous system. Purple is very calming. Yeah, you're losing everything you own. Yeah, you're gonna have to take out another mortgage, and yeah, your wife's gonna leave you, and your car's getting repoed, and yeah, you're gonna have to work at McDonald's, but the purple is so soothing. I mean, wow, you know, it's not so bad after all. You know, tomorrow's a new day. Tomorrow's a new day. Make another trade. You know, a new day, a new trade. Guys, man, I have to be honest. I've been on fire this week. All right, given the calls, given the trades in real time. We have pretty much given every single pivot this whole week in the Casper crew in real time, and we have nailed these bottoms, and we have locked these profits, baby. All right, I'm in the Bitcoin zone. So let's pop back to Trading View. We want to talk about Ethereum. We know Bitcoin right now. We know our key levels. Let's take a look at Ethereum. We're gonna take a look at the weekly. So guys, if you remember last week, man, on Friday, people were expecting a rejection from $4,000. I was extremely bullish. Why? Because we are seeing right now on ETH a signal that, man, let's see. Oh my goodness, man. We are seeing things on ETH that I don't think we've ever seen in the history of crypto. First of all, look at the 2-month. Let's start on the 2-month. Remember, higher time frames are always more important than the lower time frames for the overall bias. But do you see this green dot that will confirm in less than a month here? Now remember the thesis. The thesis is, what did we want to see for a bullish fall? We want to see Bitcoin breaking all-time highs and hold above. Check. We wanted to see Ethereum come above $4,000. Check. Okay? And we're expecting that bullish fall. Look what we have here. In 20 days, right into September, this green dot will confirm on the 2-month. Now, what do you think is going to happen when you confirm a green dot on the 2-month? Pump City, baby. Look at the monthly. We have confirmed. In June, the green dot below the 0 line. When I saw this, I'm like, we are not ready for the pump that is about to ensue. Because never in the history of crypto have we seen Ethereum coming down to bear market prices. The number 2 market cap crypto. This isn't Fartcoin. This isn't ICP or VeChain or any of these other cryptos that people trade. This isn't Shiba Inu. All these other like random one-hit wonders. This is Ethereum, guys. This is Ethereum, very likely to have an ETF launched, coming down to bear market prices while Bitcoin is above previous all-time highs from the last cycle. And we are seeing momentum bottomed out in a bull market. Monthly momentum bottomed out. I still don't think I fully understand the gravity of the situation. Okay, then we come down to our 2-week time frame. Money flow thickening, momentum wave, plenty of room to the upside. We take a look at the weekly. Money flow has just peaked ahead over the 0 line. Plenty of room to the upside on the momentum wave. Then we come to time frames like the 3-day. Look at the money flow. The 2-day. Look at the money flow. Look at this green dot on the 2-day. This is how I knew we were not going to reject at $4,000. These high time frames on Market Cipher do not lie, guys. All right. These high time frames on Market Cipher are what allowed me to be so bullish when we were still at $85,000. All right. This is why I'm long from 85K still. All right. I'm still in that long trade from $85,000. The high time frame Market Ciphers, they do not lie. All right. Back in April, when we saw the high time frame bullish Market Cipher, we knew it's inevitable. We hit new all-time highs. We are seeing extremely bullish high time frame Market Cipher confirmations on Ethereum right now. All right. Now, our next target for ETH is going to be the previous all-time high from 2021. It's very close. It's very, very close. But here's a few things that I want us to keep in mind. Could we find some resistance here? Yes. In fact, it's likely we find some resistance and or consolidation here. But I think the bigger picture is this. We have a 4-year triangle on ETH. This is wild, man. All right, we have a 4-year triangle on ETH. What do we have? Tap, 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 fake out, reclaim, an actual breakout. Okay, what does this mean? This means we are going to break out of a symmetrical triangle, which we're already doing, which means extreme follow through. And if we take our Fibonacci extensions from the low, coming all the way down here to the bear market, to the high, to the low that we just made, you can see that we have some pretty intense targets. Hang on. There we go. We have some pretty intense targets. A 1-to-1 Fibonacci extension is going to be around 5,500. Then we have around $6,800 1.1618, 1.272, and then we have 8,500 1.618, which I think is a very conservative target. And of course, my moonshot is the 2-to-1 Fibonacci extension at $10,000. I don't think it's so crazy to see these targets hit, guys. I really don't think it's so crazy. Remember how ETH works, all right? ETH likes to do nothing for a long time and then shred faces off. You guys remember what happened in early 2021 with ETH? It was unstoppable. It was relentless. We're going to see something very similar to that. You can't just have bottomed out momentum on the monthly and having Bitcoin behaving absolutely perfectly and not expect to see at least our next major fib target hit. Now, our next major fib target is only 16% higher than previous all-time highs. My actual target, 8,500, is only 78% higher than previous all-time highs. 78%, guys. Do you know how much we've pumped in the last 2 months? 200%. Is it so crazy to think we have another 78%? It's going to be so easy for ETH, once we're in price discovery mode, to pump up to that 1.618, all right? And then our 2-to-1 fib extension coming in at around 10,000. Now, I don't necessarily know if we're going to hit 10,000 or not, but let's just take a quick, like, measured move of this symmetrical triangle and just kind of take this. Now, again, I don't trade based with symmetrical triangles, but I just like to see, like, what are we really looking at here? So the target of this triangle is right below $8,000, right around 7,700. So even if we just take the standard measured move of this triangle, we're looking close to $8,000 Ethereum. Pretty juicy if you ask me. Now let's go to the lower time frames. Are we seeing any bearish signs here? Are we seeing bearish signs on our daily time frame? Whoa. We have a wardrobe malfunction on TradingView. Wardrobe malfunction here on TradingView. What the heck, man? VPN issues. That's what it is. Major shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to Seth. Shout out to Felix Finn. He got some dog coin. Shout out to Guy Incognito. He says, drop your pantalones. Drop los pantalones, los cortos. Los pantalones cortos. Whatever that means en español. Anilo Yodea. Anilo hablo español. Alright, what the heck, man? We've got some major issues in the house. Bear with me, guys. We're gonna get this settled. We're gonna get this settled, alright? We're getting it settled now, guys. Hang in there. Hang in there. Success. Success. Here we are, guys. We are back, baby. Yeah, so I'm super dang bullish on ETH. I'm bullish on Bitcoin. Let's check out some other assets. If you have an asset you want me to look at, drop it in the chat right now. Drop it in the chat right now, y'all. Let's see who we got in the chat. Major shout out to NYC007J. Shout out to Electric Hypnotic. Shout out to Stairway B. Shout out to Jimmy Monclus, who says, I'm here for the Spanish. I'm Dominican. Guy Incognito Abel says BTCD bearish div on the 4 hour. That means we're going to see altcoins pump. AVAX. I see people interested in AVAX. In Litecoin, in SUI. Those are some good ones, SUI. Shout out to Sergeant Squid, by the way. Shout out to Wisely, he says, we all know I'm going to say check Litecoin. Yeah, we do need to check out some Litecoin, honestly. Alright, we'll check out SUI. I think that's a good one to check. We'll start with SUI. Alrighty. Wow, okay. So, the overall context, here we are on the 2-week, and I do have to say, things look strong. Let's go to the monthly. We don't have much data. The 2-week looks strong. The weekly, so here's the deal. We have ourselves on the weekly, absolutely, I'd say, a double whammy. From this low to this low, we are seeing a green dot come way down. This is called a hidden bullish divergence. Hidden bullish divergence on the weekly, and we're coming down to test the major support resistance flip going back to this zone right here. Alright, that is very bullish, and right from that bounce we were seeing higher high, higher low, higher high. We're seeing now the money flow getting thicker on the weekly time frame. Okay, so we are forming what appears to be a bit of a symmetrical triangle, getting a breakout. All right, now remember, if you were here, we did give the call on the bounce from SUI from the Fibonacci golden pocket. Hang on one second. All right, everything's good. Yeah, so we did give this call from the Fibonacci golden pocket, say, you know, this could be our higher low before the breakout. So we are breaking out now. But let's go to our daily. Okay, money flow on the daily looking really nice. This is our local range. Overall, this thing looks very bullish, and I expect more upside. So here's what needs to happen. If we can come back above this, then that, in my opinion, is a valid breakout, back test, and then reclaim. In which case, I would be targeting, and it would be tough to know where to put your stop loss on this one, but I would be targeting at least the highs. At least the highs here. It would be very difficult to know where to put your stop loss. Really, the only logical place to put your stop loss is underneath this low. Gives us a pretty bad risk to reward ratio. But let's take a measured move of this to see where our breakout target would actually be. All right, we're talking around an $8 SUI. That's actually a pretty good risk to reward, right? That is a pretty good risk to reward. This is just bullish market structure. Everything about this is bullish. And so if we do see that reclaim, I see no reason why we couldn't take a responsibly planned trade with a 4-to-1 risk-reward ratio from the breakout now of $4.20, right? That's actually a pretty good, in my opinion, plan. We're trading with the bull trend. We see a bottom with bullish divergences, a change in market structure, a back test of key fib support, a breakout and a back test of a major resistance. Then we could be looking for that move up to around $8. All right, money flow getting thicker on the daily, even on our 4-hour time frame. Let's see what we got working with here. So 4-hour time frame gave us some bear div here, which led to us taking these lows. And yeah, I'd say if we reclaim 420, that's the number right there, 420 for SUI, man, to get a large move upwards, a large move up yonder, up yonder, up yonder. All right, let's take a look at AVAX, because honestly, I think AVAX is a great spot buy even right now. I think it's a good spot buy even now. Even now. Make sure to smash up the likes. We got over 1,000 people in the house. Alright, so here's the deal, man. I mean, just objectively speaking, look. AVAX is forming a massive 4-year triangle. Bullish divergence on the weekly. Breaking out of a bullish falling wedge. Change of market structure. Higher low right into the altcoin pocket, which I call this the altcoin pocket between the 786 to 886. And now we're getting another back test into this pocket here. And we're at key support. Alright, look at this. The box that we're currently in for AVAX has been our support resistance flip since 2020. Now, remember how we were talking about Bitcoin, how we were saying, you know, whenever you can draw a diagonal line like this, it means there are stop losses above these highs. And what happens is, when price comes above these levels, it can lead to a very fast squeeze. Because when these people get stopped out, it pushes price up. When these get stopped out, it pushes price up. They get stopped out, pushes price up, and it happens very quick, like what happened to Bitcoin last night. It happened so quick because we had that diagonal trend line. We can see the very same thing right now happen to AVAX. Now, look at the weekly. Look at the money flow on the weekly. It is just curved from the purple into the blue after printing This is wild, man. A bullish divergence and then a trigger wave. That is nuts. All right. I feel like we're about to get a powerful move on this thing. Look at the monthly. Once again, guys, this is not some hoo-ha spam coin. This is AVAX. All right. Avalanche. It's a solid project. Now look, we have a monthly green dot printing on market Cipher B. The last time we got the monthly green dot, it was the bear market. And it gave us a 678% pump. Okay? I don't see why we can't see a 550% pump to all-time highs when now we're getting a green dot in a bull market when all things considered are looking pretty good. Right? I don't think that's so crazy. In fact, I think this is still a good spot buy. I think you're still early. Not financial advice. But AVAX, I think it has hundreds of percent at least pump. And if we come up to 306, we're talking from where we're at right now, that's a 1,200% pump. All right? It's possible. Possible. If we come up to $300 AVAX. Now, remember, $300 AVAX is only 100% higher than the previous all-time high. So it's not like I'm calling for like $1 million Bitcoin this cycle like some people are, right? I'm calling for 100% higher than last cycle. That's not that much, guys. That's not that much. We've already seen within this bear market, we've seen 600% gains on AVAX, right? We've seen in the last few months 78% gains, all right? I'm sorry, 83%. We've seen 83% since like June. It's not that crazy to think that we could see some big pumpage on this thing. You know what I mean, man? You know what I mean? Let's check out Bitcoin dominance. Wow. Wow. Okay. So, look at this. I know this is not the first time we've seen this. This is our trend line going back to basically the summer of 2023 when Bitcoin really started to rip. The only time we saw Bitcoin dominance break this trend line was when we had the election and like Trump coin and like that mini meme season happened real quick. But we are seeing a big breakdown right now of Bitcoin dominance, which means all these bullish bottoms that we're seeing on altcoins, money is actually flowing into these altcoins. All right. This is the daily. Let's look at the daily. Money flow crossing from the blue into the purple. This is a big sign. All right. Now, I would give a word of caution here, which is we are technically speaking printing a bullish divergence on the daily. So I would not be surprised, honestly, if we do see a back test of the trend line, which also is our Fibonacci 618786. All right, give me 1 second. So I wouldn't be surprised if we do see a back test of this golden pocket area and the trend line, and Bitcoin gets one more rip. Bitcoin gets one more big rip, because we are seeing that bull dip here, but the money flow coming out, I think that's very significant. We have not seen this before. Look at the weekly money flow. We're seeing momentum below the zero line for the first time now since November 2022. All right. This is pretty crazy, but man, that is wild. The last time we saw a weekly money flow cross on Bitcoin dominance, it was September 2020. And then after that, it was pretty much the top of the bull run right there in February 2021. And then we got all season. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a back test like we saw last time here. But this could really lead to these bullish signals on these high time frames for a lot of these altcoins play out. Remember, we're looking at everything comprehensively. We're looking at the market comprehensively. We're looking at these altcoin charts saying, man, these things are bottomed out. You know, it's so funny and interesting that usually when you have like people getting bullish at the top, things look very topped out, right? Usually people are getting bullish at the top and you're seeing the bearish divergences and you're seeing top signals, right? It's very rare that you're in such a bullish environment and you're seeing like bottom signals. You're seeing bottom signals right now. I mean, look, I know I've been super bullish lately, but so far I've been vindicated every time, right? So far I've been vindicated every time because these high time frames, they don't play. And when you're seeing something like this, while Bitcoin dominance is showing weakness, while we're heading into the last few months of a bull market where historically we've seen like massive pumps, this is the time to be bullish at the top. But the thing is, it's not really at the top, right? Even these coins are at the bottom. Let's check out Chainlink. Let's go to the 2-month. We don't have a lot of data here on Chainlink, but let's just look at this thing comprehensively here, right? I mean, we're seeing massive bullish divergences. We're seeing a big change of market structure. We're seeing a back test of key fib support. We're seeing money flow crossing the zero line. We're seeing momentum getting higher. When we break this trend line, this is our market Cipher B trend line right here. Once the momentum wave comes above this green line here, it's going to be runaway territory. It's going to be runaway territory. Once we break out of this on market Cipher B, it's going to be runaway train territory. We've got the confirmation of the green dot right on the zero line last month. Again, last time we saw this big pump, I think it's going to be bigger this time. I think it's going to be bigger. Once we break out of this green trend line on market Cipher B, you know, you can draw trend lines on market Cipher as well. You can look at this to see if the momentum has broken a trend. Because a lot of times you'll see the momentum break a trend before the price breaks a trend, right? So keep an eye, because when the momentum breaks a trend, that is showing strength. And a lot of times that will happen before the price starts to move. It's the same with that money flow. That money flow will cross that line before the price starts to move. Like, for example, the money flow crosses right here. All right? Price doesn't start to move for a few weeks, but it's like a leading indicator, right? So it's very, very interesting times. Let's check this out here. All right, we got to take a look at Litecoin. But you know what we do need to take a look at for the sake of our super chat is SPX 6900. SPX 6900. Hundo. Bitcoin to 125K tonight, asks EQ Clips. It's possible, bro. Look, all things are possible, my man. All things are possible. All right, we'll take a look at Litecoin. Look at Bitcoin dumping, though. You guys see Bitcoin dumping? Let's see if we... We don't want to lose that level, really. Yeah, we'll look at SPX. $6,900. And then we will take a look at Litecoin. All right, I know a lot of people are super bullish on this. I'll be honest, I don't know anything about this. The only thing I could say is that we had a support resistance right here. This is our weekly. It was like resistance, resistance. Now we broke out. We get the back test. Our daily. I don't like the daily. It has bearish divergences. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the chart. I'll be honest. It could pump. If it pumps, it's just, you know, it's. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to say about it. Honestly, if I was looking for a long trade on this, I would want to see us come back down to this area. But, yeah, money flow's coming out on the daily. Momentum's coming down on the daily. It's hard for me to say. I would never buy this thing now. All right, that's just me. Not financial advice. It could pump like crazy. But I'm a technical trader, and so I can't... I just don't see anything too cool about this, honestly. Right now. Even this last low, like we didn't have any bullish divergences here. It didn't look that great. All right, this is Litecoin. So, same deal here as many others. Litecoin is forming a 4-year bullish symmetrical triangle. And the reason why I say bullish is because, well, it's crypto, right? So what we need to do right now is we need to reclaim the value area high. Let's just update the value area. Yeah, a break above 130, and we're going to come up to about 225. A break above 225, we're going to see all-time highs. And, you know, again, let's just take a measured move of this. If this does break out and we see follow through, we are talking about almost a $600 Litecoin. And that's not so crazy. That's not so crazy, right? That's our breakout target here. About a $600 Litecoin, give or take, here on log. And that is only 50% higher than previous all-time highs. So that's a conservative target. That's a conservative target. Let's see. You know, 150%, that's a $1,000 Litecoin. We could see Litecoin do a 10x, honestly. A sleeping giant. And this whole entire consolidation here is very bullish. Alright? It's very bullish. You know, we're seeing like support, resistance flip to support very clearly. We're seeing key fib levels hold to support. We've gone from range low to range high. And we've tried to come back down to range low, but we stopped at the middle point. We're seeing momentum getting higher. We're seeing money flow getting higher. On the daily time frame, money flow is coming up. Money flow is coming up like crazy. We're seeing massive divergences at this low with money flow and momentum. The leading indicators are bullish on Litecoin. I have to say I'm also a Litecoin bull myself. Crypto24, I like salad with olives. I do too. What price should you wait to buy more Bitcoin? I can't answer that for you, bro. I'm not interested in buying any Bitcoin until like next year. Until 2026. For me, I'm just in the trading game right now. I just sold Bitcoin at 120K. I sold spot Bitcoin at 120K. I don't know. You know, here's the thing. Right now, here's how I honestly look at it. And we gotta bring some realism into the market here. Is there a chance that we have a super cycle and we go to $250,000, $300,000 Bitcoin in the next few months and we never see another bear market again because this time it's different because BlackRock and ETFs and all that? Maybe. But it was supposed to be different last time too. And it was supposed to be different last time too. And the reality is, we have some fib targets here. And I'm not saying we can't pump. I'm just saying if ever you're going to buy anything, like, you have to have a reason for it. Right? Our next major fib targets are going to be 130 and then 150. Just front running 150. In my opinion, that's as high as we're going to go. And then we're going to have a pullback. That's only 22% gains. Alright, that's only 22% gains. So if we come down to 118, I mean, at the very most, 22% gains, maybe 10%. And also, you never know when that top is going to be in, man. So, I'm of the belief that we shouldn't be buying Bitcoin until we're changing market structure on the high time frames, like the weekly, right? Because then we know we're not buying the top, you know. I'm not a big fan of buying on spot during pumps. I know some people are. I'd rather just leverage trade it. And if I want to stack Bitcoin that way, I can stack Bitcoin. Because here's the problem, in my mind, when you're dealing with such high time frames. I mean, it's so easy to let a short-term investment turn into a long-term investment, right? I'd rather be on a small time frame, know exactly where I'm getting in, exactly where I plan to get out, exactly where my stop loss is. Yeah, I don't buy Bitcoin during bull markets. I have not bought spot Bitcoin since 2022. So, yeah. Also, I was talking about this a little bit in the Casper Crew VIP live stream this morning, but here's the thing. It's so easy for people to get overly excited when assets move. But remember, the money is made when the asset is boring. Right? The money is made when the asset was boring. Like this big move that we just saw here. You know, in the Casper Crew, we longed from here. 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 And we got to reap the rewards of trading when the market was kind of boring. Then all of a sudden you get this big old move, and people are now feeling FOMO. People are like, oh no, where's the next move? It's like, what? This is the move. Wait for the next, like, wait a little bit, you know? We just got the move. So I feel that way about Bitcoin on spot right now. Like, we're at $120,000, guys. We were at $15,000 not too long ago. Okay? We are up right now. I mean, it's so crazy to think about that, right? But this is an asset that is currently up right now about 700%. You know? Coins that I feel like have a better opportunity right now are like AVAX. Pretty much any altcoin that has a high market cap that's very bottomed out looking. But I'm not a financial advisor. You do what you want to do. I mean, there's people out there. They're like, I DCA on Bitcoin no matter what, 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 no matter what. Fine. You know, you got to have your own strategy. But I just can't roll that way, man. You know? So I hope I don't offend people by saying that. Buying any asset at all-time highs is risky. Yeah, riskier. I mean, if you buy Bitcoin now, you're going to be in profit in 10 years. I mean, you buy right now, like that, and it also depends on your time frame and stuff, right? Like, if you are the kind of person that is in it for the long term, you know, then by all means, if you're looking at the next 10 years, then by all means, you know, get in now, because buying at 100,000, 120,000 is cheap. If you're looking for that move up to $1 million, you know, 120K is cheap. And really, if you're asking yourself, should I buy now or at 118K or 116K, who cares? If you're really in it for that long term, who cares? Just stack your dang Bitcoin. But if you're looking to make money within the next few months, I would just wait it out. I would just wait it out and come back when there's more upside opportunity. You know? Let's check out order flow right now on Bitcoin, because we are getting a pullback. And I want to see how the order flow is looking. Okay, so we don't really have any bullish CVD here, but we do have quite a few shorts opening up. People are shorting. In my opinion, they're getting bullish at the lows. I think that's a big mistake. We are seeing a few millions of shorts opening up here. Increase of open interest. Shorts opening up here. About 5 million of them. 6, 7 million, 8 million. Shorts opening up here. So, let's see. They might get squizzled. They might get squeezed. We are potentially seeing some bullish divergences form here on the 6 minute. If we come down to this area here. You know, money flow is coming higher, so I don't know. Definitely not a good idea to be shorting at the bottom like this. Could we drop? Yeah, but in general, it's not a good practice. Shout out to Mr. Potato Head TV for the super chat. My opinion, we go and attack the Trump pump around 68K for bear market lows. Thoughts? For bear market lows, it makes sense to come below just because of all the claims that we're never going to see pre-election prices again, because historically that's what's happened, you know. But I would say this, right? Like, I still got to go on based on the the previous pattern, right? And the previous pattern is this. We always retrace in the bear market to the zone between the 786 and 886 fib. From inception. All right, let's turn off our magnet. From inception, I'm not gonna be able to show it. Oh wait, here we go. From inception, every bear market lands right in between those key fib levels. So every single bear market, we dip right into those key levels. Right? Now, one thing that we need to recognize is every bear market, we dip more shallowly into those key levels. So the first bear market, we dip way down. Second one, into the middle. Third one, more toward the top. Third one, we pretty much just bounce from the 786. So now I would expect we probably front run or just tap the 786. So if we top out now, that's about a $40,000 Bitcoin. Okay? Now I know when I say this, the thumbs down immediately. You know, you idiot, Jason, and never, never, never. Okay, all the thumbs down, all the never, never, nevers is exactly why it's going to happen. All right? Now think about it. When Bitcoin was $70,000, if you had said 15,000, people like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe $30,000 major support, 25K, the macro golden pocket. But 15K, come on, man. Now, if we pump up a little bit higher, let's say we do hit like this $250,000 target that some people are calling for, then yes, $65,000. If we hit 250K, then $65,000. But if we were to top out right now, we're talking about a $40,000 Bitcoin. You know? Whenever you say it will never happen, that means it will happen. Like, it's so crazy. I mean, just the most recent example was we'll never be back in the 70s. We got the breakout here, and ever since we were literally here, ever since November, I'm saying you got to be prepared for a retest of the low 70s because it's the support resistance flip. People say it will never happen, Jason, never. Well, what do you know? Right to the low 70s. The support resistance flip. Right? That's the thing about markets. They're here to wreck as many people as possible. That's how the big players make money. They do the opposite of what most people are expecting. Nobody would be expecting a $40,000 Bitcoin right now. All right? Now, am I saying this is guaranteed to happen? No. All I'm saying is that ever since the beginning of Bitcoin, every single time it's happened the same. So therefore, so far, if we're going to go based on probabilities of past, we have a 100% chance it's going to happen again. Now, if it doesn't happen this time, okay. It's an 80% chance now. But, you know, we do need to be prepared for that, in my opinion. And one more thing I would like to point out here is that this is not even a bearish chart at all, right? It's not even a bearish chart at all. Crypto is not that big of a market cap. I mean, $3 trillion is small compared to like the S&P 500. People say Bitcoin's too big to be that volatile now. Really? Okay, I mean, it's really not that big of an asset class. It's becoming more legitimized. But like compared to like traditional indices and these other massive markets, you know, we can still see big swings in this thing, all right? So that's my personal view. But thank you so much for the super chat, Mr. Potato Head TV. Mr. Potato Head TV. No one's expecting $1 million Bitcoin either. So by my logic, that means it'll happen. I mean, I feel like a lot of people are expecting a $1 million Bitcoin. Myself included. I'm fully expecting $1 million Bitcoin. Yeah, I'm fully expecting that. I mean, I'm pricing that into my dang retirement. You know, I think to myself, well, if I make it to that age, with the Lord's help, then Bitcoin will probably be worth, you know, $1 million by then. Bitcoin's already done 100x since I've been in it. It's not that crazy to think that it can do less than a 10x, guys. It's really not that crazy to think that Bitcoin could pump another 700%. I mean, we've literally seen it do 700% since 2023. It's up 700%. It all just has to do that again, and we're at $1 million. Isn't that wild? What we've seen it do since 15K, it needs to do again, and we'll be at $1 million. That is such an easy target. That is such an easy target. I think it's more phenomenal that Bitcoin's at the price it is now than hitting $1 million. All right. I got Bitcoin right around here. And I'm up right now 18,000%. So for me, another 700%. Come on. That's nothing. That's nothing. You know? The run from 250K to $1 million will happen faster than most people expect. Maybe. We'll have to see. $4,500 Ethereum today. But the question is, look, when will that happen, right? I don't think that's going to happen this year. I don't think it's going to happen in 2026. You know? I don't think that. So Bitcoin taking a little bit of a dumperoni here. I don't really like the 12-minute money flow too much. It's making me think we could drop a little bit lower. Toward that POC of the range. $12-minute money flow looks like we could come lower. 24 minutes, decent. Six minutes, okay. We might find support at this low here. We might range a little bit more here. We might just do something like this within the next few days, honestly. That's probably likely. Yeah, tomorrow's CPI data at 8:30. I won't be able to go live. Unfortunately, my kids have a dentist appointment, so I'll be live later tomorrow in the afternoon like today, you know? Let's check out the order flow here. Wow, people longing this. That's giving us actually some locally bearish CBD right here. Just locally. Man, look at that. 12 million longs just popping in here. 12 million longs. Wow. That's nuts, man. 12 million longs. That is pretty crazy. Very curious to see what's going to happen here. We've got this short open here. And that yellow line, that's a very key level. All right, let's see if we reclaim it. If we don't reclaim it, we're probably going to drop quick down to like 118. We just fell through. If we reclaim it, we could pump. If not, got an alert. We're crossing 119.2. Let's see what happens here. Can we reclaim this level? If we reclaim this yellow line, I'd say we have a valid reason to expect to move back up towards 121,000 in the next few hours. We don't reclaim this yellow line, we're coming down to 18-ish thousand. So let's watch and see. We got to play a game of watch and wait. Watch and wait, watch and see. All right. Let's see. All right, let's see what happens here. Let's check out order flow. So far, no reason to take a long yet, because we haven't come above 119.4. Alright, let's check out what the order flow's doing. Wow, amazing. We still have about 13 million longs here, and we do have just about 6 million shorts who've opened up. Alright, 6 million shorts have opened up here. So there's actually a lot of longs longing this low, and some shorts. We're seeing a big spike in volume here. Let's see. It's going to be a fight. Let's see if we can come above this line. If we can come above this line, like I said, I think we can range a little bit more, back up toward resistance. Maybe then another drop, and we could see something like this within the next few days, leading up to CPI tomorrow. Leading up to CPI mañana. Mañana. It's called Mañana because we're gonna pump, baby. Mañana because we're gonna pump. Yeah, we have a CME gap down below as well, says Pepe. We're dumping and it's gonna be huge. We're pumping and it's gonna be huge. I need to hit up Donald Trump to give me a pumping one. I have an out-of-date dumping one.
And it's going to be huge. We got a massive red candle on the chart. Kamala Harris and her cronies are at it again. This is what communism will do, folks. We need to get together and make Jason Casper great again. Let me see a blue candle, baby.
I need to update it. Kamala Harris is such old news now. Jay, win 105K September? I don't know. I don't know. Was it a flush? Was what a flush? This? Well, no. Actually, no, because we have actually 12, 13 million longs opening up at the low. In fact, we've seen people long this way down. We've all seen people shorting this. But there actually were a few long liquidations here, you could see from these bubbles. I'd say right now, the line in the sand for me is this. If we can come above this green line, then I'd say it's a valid reason to look for a move back up towards this area. You know? But if we can't come above the green line, there's no reason to expect a bounce. There's only a reason to expect that we roll over and eventually come back down toward the bottom. I mean, toward the POC of the range, because remember, we're dealing right now with the macro range, which is this. Yeah. If we don't get a bounce from here, we're coming down to the POC of the range, which is our next target right here. You know? Come on, Bitcoin. Can she do it? Can she do it? Yeah, I need to replace Kamala with something else. What's Trump's enemy now? What's Trump's enemy now? I wonder how many steps I've walked today. Wow. Quite a few. Alright, let's see if we can't pump it up a little bit. Alright, this is the pump song, guaranteed to pump the Bitcoin price. Sometimes it has a delayed effect. But it's already starting to work, guys. It's already starting to work. Let's see, baby. Let's try and pump it up. Here we go, baby. Yeah. Here we go, baby. We're gonna dump. No, we're gonna pump. Let's do it.
We're gonna jump, no we're gonna pump. We're gonna jump, no we're gonna pump. We're gonna jump, no we're gonna pump. Pump the Bitcoin, baby, let's go. We're gonna jump, no we're gonna pump. We're gonna jump, no we're gonna pump. We're gonna jump, no we're gonna pump. Pump the Bitcoin, baby, let's go. Yeah, alright. Let's go, 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 let's go.
Come on, baby. Come on, Bitcoin.
We're gonna jump, no we're gonna pump. We're gonna jump, no we're gonna pump. We're gonna jump, no we're gonna pump. Pump the Bitcoin, baby, let's go. We're gonna jump, no we're gonna pump. We're gonna jump, no we're gonna pump. We're gonna jump, no we're gonna pump. Pump the Bitcoin, baby, let's go.
Alright. It's working a little bit. At least we have a blue candle for now, guys. At least we've got a blue candle for now. My goodness. Come on, Bitcoin. Where's the stop loss? There is no stop loss, me mateys. Come on, Bitcoin. Can you do it? My voice is a little bit tired from staying up all night watching the dang Bitcoin price. I've got nothing left, but I'm gonna still do my best.
We're gonna jump, no we're gonna pump. We're gonna jump, no we're gonna pump. We gonna dump, now we're gonna pump. Pump the Bitcoin, baby, let's go. We gonna dump, now we're gonna pump. We gonna dump, now we're gonna pump. We gonna dump, now we're gonna pump. Pump the Bitcoin, baby, let's go. Go. Yeah. Whoop up a Bitcoin, baby. Yeah. Whoop up a Bitcoin, baby. Yeah. Whoop up a Bitcoin. Yeah. Whoop up a Bitcoin. Now we're gonna dump. Now we're gonna pump. Now we're gonna dump. Now we're gonna pump right now.
All right. So it worked a little bit. All right, not the best. But let's see. Let's see what else we got. Man, I don't know. Hey, yo. Check, 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 check. Yeah. Hey, yo, Bitcoin, look out below. Just to come out to wick out your loan, because we about to flip the price back up to resistance. Bitcoin about to break out, go the distance. Turn the key, hit the gas on all pistons. Yeah, we're on the Bitcoin mission to pump it back up to the all-time high. Candles never turning purple, only blue, and they about to fly. Then we rock it to the tippy top, and can you sock it? Then we drop it straight up to the next golden pocket. Don't rock it, cause you know we make it change. Bitcoin coming out looking strange. Got the butt cheeks here on market Cipher B. Take a quick look just between you and me. We got big on the left, skinny on the right. Bitcoin butt cheeks, you know they're in a fight. Got the cheeks fighting the left and the right, smashing to each other and they fighting all night. Got the jiggly on the left and the skinny on the right. Don't you know the bears and the bulls are in a fight, trying to pump it up to new highs. Bitcoin price pumping in my eyes. We got the blue candle and it ain't no surprise that we're taking all the profits. Next thing, we don't die to the top. You know we like to rock. Jake Casper in the house, I don't wear socks. You know I walk on the treadmill in my bare feet. Coming here getting blisters, it ain't no treat. Cause when you walk on the treadmill barefoot, don't you know it hurts, then you look like a nut. What's a nut, you ask? I don't even know, but I don't even care. So listen to my crypto flow. Can't think straight up all night, watching Bitcoin price with the bears and bulls fight. Cause you know we're taking trades and we do it all right. Jason Casper, you know I'm a knight. I'm a knight, I've been knighted. Bitcoin price looking so quited. Yeah, we got the stars on the keyboard. The Bitcoin price looking like a nook sword. Now I'm making up words, can't even freestyle, haven't you heard? I'm making weights all day, what do you say? Going upstairs with my wife, AA, cause you know 6'1" Ita, that's my girl. She's so important, she's my world. When we come up to the next golden pocket, we get rejected, baby, can you spot it? Here we go, to pump tippy top it. Jason Casper, he raps and he rocks it. Next thing to the POC, Bitcoin about to pump, baby, listen to me. Put on the 618, then we wait. Hopefully we don't frustrate, then we got the gate into the next big level. The Bitcoin price is all base and no treble, can't you see? We got the 12-minute here with a skinny butt cheek, so don't fear. Once we get the green dot, we hit the spot, then we start to pump it up till we hit the tippy top, and then we never drop. You know we hit 130K. Bitcoin price, baby, hip hip hooray. I give it to you straight, you know I never give it gay. That's how I do it, cause my name is Mr. J.A.A. Whew, man. That was a tough one, guys. That was a tough one. Whoa! Hang on. I just blew my own ears out. Give me 1 second here. Alrighty. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Oh man. Oh, we got a super chat in the house. Just throwing you some coins in the jukebox. Shout out to Andrew Yurkovic. What's going on, my bro? What is going on, my bro? Look at that, man. So far, so good. So far, so good. We're above value area low. So far, so good. Bitcoin doing what she should. Uh-oh, treadmill stopping, baby. Well, I guess I should call it a stream. My treadmill just stopped. I'm pretty tired. God bless you guys. I love you all. May the Lord Jesus bless you. I want to stay. I want to stay and watch this Bitcoin price pump, actually. I do want to stay and watch it pump. Let me take off this weighted vest and come right back. Let me take off this dang weighted vest. Yeah, I'm gonna head out, man. God bless you guys. I'll see you tomorrow.